This is Sarah Dollinger, and I'm the creator of Astra Fauna. This is going to be a new sort of movie. I'm experimenting. It's going to be the first of the building the brand tiers of my new Astra Fauna brand. And I just thought that it might be cool for some people who are freelancers or entrepreneurs and who are looking to start moving towards becoming an independent creator to document this process. At the same time, I recognize that a lot of people would probably not be interested in this at all. So I thought that if I recorded my thoughts and played it over a movie of me making art, it would be enjoyable for everyone, because if you're not interested in me yammering on about developing a brand, you can just mute me and turn on your own music and watch the art getting made. So, win-win. But anyways, like I said in my previous post, Astra Fauna is going to have a couple of tiers, and this is to help me sort of organize my thoughts, and then I'll be posting in the various tiers, which currently are going to be sketching, monsters and real animals. I really want to start playing in the world more and start sketching and coming up with new ideas. So that is going to be a big part of Astra Fauna going forward. Then the next one, of course, is like the official art, like when I make a print, a book page, poster, merchandise, or anything like that. Like that's gonna be a polished piece of Astra Fauna art. Then, of course, is the building the brand part. I wanted to include that, again, for the entrepreneurs among us, but at the same time, this is a big part of what I'm doing right now. There's a ton of back-end stuff that you have to do when you're putting together something. And so I thought I would go through it so people could have an easier time if they're going to try and go through it. It's probably always hard, but I just figured I'll record it and then maybe you can help people. And then two fun categories I was thinking of throwing in from time to time is Fabies Fridays, where I give you a little update on how my studio assistant Ink the Fabies is doing. And I also wanted to start doing more like fan art, draw this in your style, maybe some sort of like friendly challenge on the Discord or on Patreon or something like that, just to have a little bit of more fun and just interact with the world a little bit more with me and with you guys as well. So that being said, going over the categories, I wanted to do kind of the first, building your brand. And I chose this movie of the mother radiant swamp pig kind of nurturing her little baby in the swamp and assuring the little baby that it's going to be okay to finally venture out of the nursery stream and into the big world of the swamps before her, because it's sort of similar to what I'm doing now. I have this tiny little pretty much non-existent baby brand, and I'm going to try and grow it up to actually be my main source of income. And right now it's very far from that, but it's not nothing. So my brand is a little baby brand right now. And I will say this, that changing that mindset to this is potentially going to be like my business name and my brand, and I'll be an independent artist and I'm developing this, versus I'm an artist that just takes commissions, and this is like really a super back burner side hustle thing. It was kind of a big change in your mindset. I had to really shift what I was doing, but I was realizing it was funny. I was writing a joke, and the punchline of the joke was that I wanted to make monsters, be warm, be fed, and be able to go camping with my dog. And you know, I guess jokes have a lot of honesty in them. And so when I looked down at the joke, which I never even posted online, because it was like, it just was like the light dawned. And I was looking at it and I realized, I was like, wow, none of these are like, I want to get famous. I want to have millions of dollars. I want everyone to know my name. I want 50,000 followers. Like, none of that. It was just so simple. I want to make monsters, basically be able to live humbly and be able to go camping with my dog. And so I was like, well, if that's all you want, then what is the scary part about trying to make this leap? And I have, of course, I'm still taking client work, but I'm taking less client work than I would have in the past, so I can have more space for this Astra Fauna project to blossom into its own thing. So I decided that I'm not going to try and make as much money as possible. I'm going to try and make as much money as I need to survive and make it. And then the rest of it, the time, is going to be devoted to developing this project, which is really where more my passions do truly lie. I'm really happy when I'm making monsters for myself. And so I'm super excited to be able to breathe more life and put more energy into this endeavor. And luckily, since you folks are my patrons, you'll be at the positive receiving end of that. You should be getting a lot more stuff in a lot more structured way, and hopefully we can just have a blast in this creature-filled world that I'm making. And that's a little bit of the mindset behind why I've decided this year to really double down on making Astra Fauna like a thing, like a real thing. And so, in order to do that, I needed a plan. And so I've tried to make a plan using Monday. And on the Patreon post, there's going to be screenshots too with the post that goes with this. But you can see my to-do list in Monday, and I thought that it was extremely helpful to make a to-do list in Monday because you can color code everything. And I found that having the tags really helps me organize, so I can quickly look at my week and see that I have enough work for this project in the week, because it's really easy to get overwhelmed by client work. And like, that's where I was last year. It's just I was so desperate to recoup after the losses of 2020, because in 2020 I had pretty much no clients. So I took everything in 2021. And that put this project on a supreme back burner sort of position where I was doing about 90% client work and like 10% work on the Patreon. And at the time it was called Zero Drag Murder Mouth, but now it's called Astra Fauna, which I like a lot. And so with Monday, I can clearly see with, like, based on the colors, it could be like, okay, do I have too much work? Do I have enough Astra Fauna work? Like, do we have to switch things around? Or maybe tell that client that I can get to them in a week or a month or whatever. So I think that's really good. So I definitely recommend Monday if you're looking to organize yourself for a larger project or for multiple projects. I have currently all my projects are in there. So it's like my client work's in there, Astra Fauna's in there, Mind Body Artist, and then a couple pet projects. Like I want to make my con table look really fancy. So I have a whole series of tasks that are under that one. But I think it's really important to not procrastinate on this step. So it was funny too. It's like I started writing out all these little to-do things that I had to do in my Monday, and it's like, of course, you gotta make a website, and you gotta get your social medias all set up. And one of the things that I'm doing for this endeavor, at least for right now, is as you can see, I'm trying out movie content. Everything's moving towards the movies, and I kind of am adverse to that. But at the same time, I was thinking about it and taking some, lessons from nature. It's like, raccoons always make it. Like, if you're like a raccoon and you can survive anywhere and eat anything and adapt and everything, you're always going to make it. Like, we're always going to have raccoons. So versus you take some animals that are like super specialized, like polar bears, they can only live on ice caps. And all the ice caps are going away, so the polar bears aren't doing so great. So I was thinking about it, and I was kind of like, try and be more like a raccoon. So we're gonna try some video content and see how I like it, if I can incorporate it into my workflow and it not be like too crazy hard to do. So for that in mind, I made a YouTube channel and TikTok for Astra Fauna as well. So we'll see how that goes. And you can kind of see how it's starting to build up, especially if you're looking at the screenshot in the post. And this is a really common problem that people have when they're making big projects, is they'll be like, oh, I need the website, and I need the TikTok, and I need this, and I need that, and I need the email, and I need everything. And then you like don't make art. So for me, I set like a hard quality standpoint. And I was like, okay, you're going to make the shell of a website. You're going to make the shell of a YouTube channel. You're going to make the shell of a TikTok. You can always flesh it out later. But my goal was to essentially make the skeleton of all these things. And I wanted to do it in 2 weeks' time. I figure 2 weeks to set up the shell of all the other bells and whistles that you need to launch a brand and launch a product line. That's pretty reasonable. So I'm on track to do that, which is great. The website shell is set up, so is the TikTok and the YouTube one, and I'll have screenshots and links to all of those in the Patreon post. But also you could just go to like astrafauna.com or astrafauna at YouTube, or TikTok is astrafauna as well. I got the name everywhere, so that's really, really good. So yeah, that's one thing that I think is really important, is that you can't procrastinate on the setup phase. Like, just get it done and get in there, get to making more art. And then that leads me to the next sort of struggle that I'm dealing with right now with the brand, is that I have all this old content that doesn't, like, the watermarks are old, it doesn't really fit the style that I think I'm going to do. It definitely won't work for TikTok as it is. So I have a backlog of old content, which I think I need to update for fresh eyes and a fresh style and like kind of a fresh look at the entire project. And at the same time, I feel that it's really important to be making new content for you folks, and also because we want to be moving the project forward. So that's the other thing that I'm going to be doing, is my time for a little bit is going to kind of be split into getting the older content in a place where everything looks good. Like even some of the pages, like the pages for the book itself are being reformatted to a larger landscape size, so it looks more awesome when you have it in print. So I have to redo one chapter, reformat that, and then like go through the movies and reformat all those things and get them to like look good on YouTube or get them to look good on TikTok, or however we're going to do it. But one of the goals that I have for that process is to not let that like completely overshadow and overwhelm the creation of new content. And the new content is all going to be in the open ocean chapter, which I'm really excited about. That's Vidac's chapter. He's like the kind of bug-looking scientist guy. So that is, I guess I wanted to say present on my mind, because you folks are really important to me, and so I wanted to make sure that you're getting new content as well. And you will, because I plan on splitting my time between revising old and making new. And that kind of leads me into the Patreon itself. So as you might have guessed, I do plan on spending a ton more time with this Patreon this year, developing Astra Fauna, hanging out with you folks. I want to start doing more regular hangouts on the Discord server. That's where we can like all just chill and chat and stuff. Keep it really relaxed and everything like that. And I might do a Twitch stream or two, but in general, I was thinking to have it be a little bit more of a, Astra Fauna crew hangout from time to time. But anyways, so I hope this helps. These are kind of like intro thoughts and challenges for getting the new little baby brand up and running. Like I said, I hope you found this helpful. And thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. I really hope that you love the finished Astra Fauna book, which is on its way in a much faster pace and a much larger capacity than I was able to give it in the past. And I am very, very excited to be here and to be able to do this. 2021, although it took a lot away from this project, it did give me a little bit of a financial bubble to be able to do this now. So I'm just really happy to be here, and I'm really happy that you're here. And I just know that this is going to be a really great project. So thanks for listening. I hope this helped, and I really hope you enjoyed the creation of the baby swamp pig. All right, have a great day.